Hey, it's Tuesday. How is everybody doing this evening? Oh, Big Bear's still doing his bacon. In case y'all missed it, he's been smoking out all of northeast Georgia. So you can just look for the what appears to be maybe some sort of a forest fire, all the smoke, and go to the center of that, and that's where he's at. So now he's got a smoker going down there. He's making some bacon, smoking some bacon. Let's see. Who we got in here? Naturally NC, Cecilia Jansen. Built on the Rock Homestead. Narrowway Farms, Southern Blessed Homestead, Kinfolk Farm of Georgia. Sampson Farms. Wait, it's Tuesday. I missed Sampson Farms Live. I don't know how you did that, but I was there. Oh, hey, you can see I'm not typing. Southern Blessed Homestead. Hi, Bandana. Well, Big Bear, you finally got the did you have to put a heater in that box? Or did you just build the fire up a little bit more? Babbitt's Farm, Missy at Shore Homestead. Hey, great to see everybody. All right, show of hands in the room. How many have ever heard of the Ken Burns effect? Just going to tell me real quick who has Apple products. Has anybody ever heard of the Ken Burns effect? Wow. I wonder if they can hear me. I'm a crazy homesteader. Great name. Welcome to the Crazy Homesteader Club. Never heard of her. Okay. I haven't. All right. Well, let's do just a little bit of research here. You get this over on the screen. We open up our trusty Google browser, and we type in Ken Burn effect, or it could be Burns, I guess. Probably should put an S on that, maybe. Okay, so in a nutshell, what this is an effect that was developed by a fellow by the name of Ken Burns. Isn't that something? It wasn't Sue Smith or any other alias. It was Ken Burns. And what it is, it's an animation of a still photograph. And it's really kind of a panoramic sweep or pan and zoom. But it was named the Ken Burns effect because of a fellow by the name of Steve Jobs. For those of you that maybe don't know who Steve Jobs was, he was the Apple dude, the Apple guy. So let's just jump into this here real quick. Not that I'm aware of. I suppose it could be. I'm just interested in the effect of it. Yeah. Yeah, very well could be. But what it amounts to is panning and zooming on a still photograph and using it in a video. or in a movie, or in a documentary, or any other effect like that. And okay, I was hoping to just jump in here and find it here very quickly, but I'm not seeing it real quickly. You'll find it actually named the Ken Burns effect in a lot of Apple products. I believe you'll find it that way in iMovie. I think you'll find it that way in Adobe Premiere. I'm not staking there, Big Bear, if you'd want to check that out, because I know that Jason at Big Bear Homestead runs Premiere. The black turtleneck dude, yeah. But it's really a very neat effect. And I just want to maybe see if we could show a real quick demonstration here. I'll probably get maybe dinged on this, maybe not, because I'm not doing any sound. Okay, you notice how that's zooming in? That, the Ken Burns effect. I'm just going to stop it there. We're gonna scroll ahead a little bit here. All right, if you look at this, now let me get back to this right here. Just the scrolling over, that's what's referred to as a Ken Burns effect. Now, not all editing programs can you do this with, but a high percentage of them you can. It can go a little bit deeper. It can go into actually transitions between different pictures. You can it's probably best not to confuse this with the dolly effect or parallax video effect, and those will be subjects for a different time. But I wanted to go over this Ken Burns effect because it's fun to do. Most software programs have the ability to do at least part of it. And to do part of it, let's just run to a free picture site, and let's what shall I search for here? Guess it really doesn't much matter. Let me just grab this video right here. Or not, it's not a video, I'm sorry. The picture. Oh, it's not labeled Ken Burns, okay. All right, we'll save it here. And the site that I'm sitting at right here, this is a site called unsplash.com. Just a gazillion free to use pictures. No attribution required. And just tons of subjects. Yeah, some really, really good photographs. So it's a great site to grab some different images to utilize in your video creations. Okay, so we've got a picture, and let's all right, I'm going to lose you folks from the screen, so I'm not going to be able to see the chat or anything here, but that'll be okay. All right, so I have open here a program called Power Director. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to grab that picture we just downloaded. So did everybody remember where I put it? Let's see. We put it in Tuesday show. Nope, we didn't put it in Tuesday show. Tech Picks. Tuesday working. There we go. All right, so what we have here is a picture of a bridge going over a river someplace, don't know where. And let's just bring that into the timeline. And I can tell right away that the resolution on this is not a 16 by 9 format, which is okay. It doesn't have to be. The bigger the picture you have, the better you can do this with. Oh, okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up into the picture-in-picture editor on this. And what I want to do is I want to increase the size of this so I cover the entire screen. And I'm not going to change the aspect ratio or anything. I'm just going to kind of enlarge this a little bit. Matter of fact, let me go more than a little bit. Now, the higher quality the picture you have, the deeper you can zoom into it. But we're going to start out with you're not able to see this. Why are you not able to see this? Hold on. We've got to do this in a different manner. All right. So here's what I've done. Because the editor opened up in a new window, it wasn't showing that, and I apologize. So let me cancel that. Go back to where I started here, so you can all see this. So I brought the picture in, and the picture is not a 16 by 9 referenced format. In other words, it's not covering the entire screen. It has the black sidebars down each side. Well, I can correct that in a couple ways. Easiest way to correct it is just to edit the image and crop it. And this will give me a perfect crop. I can slide it up and down on this picture wherever I would want to do it. I think I will do it a little bit, about right here. It'll be fine. We'll just put it right there. I'll say, okay. And it will automatically crop the picture and give me a full 16 by 9, a full screen full of resolution to utilize. So now what I need to do is I need to take this still picture and I need to open it up in a picture-in-picture editor, leastwise in this particular program. So I can either just double click on it, I can do the drop down, do the PIP designer, which is what I'm after. This right now I have a center cross reference line here. I can add I'm going to add some more lines so I can get a better feel as to where things are at when I start enlarging and taking away. So those are just reference lines. They're not physically on the picture. And I'm going to take this picture and we can start it right exactly where it's at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my scale and position, and I'm going to set a keyframe reference. And what the keyframe reference means is that when the time clock here is at the beginning at 000, this is what the picture is going to look like. Now, in the interest of keeping this nice and short, because the technique is the same, I have this picture set to display for 5 seconds. That's my default time limit on a photograph that I bring into the program. I can, of course, make it a minute, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever I want it to be. But I'm going to stretch this out to full time, 5 seconds. And what I'm going to do is I want to zoom into one of these buildings back here in the back. So I can either start dragging these corner things, or I can just use my scale over here and start increasing it. All right. So I'm going to have to pull this. Move this down a little bit. Okay. So at 5 seconds, it's going to zoom into this building right here that you see in the center of this photograph. And when I set the scale over here, it automatically put in new keyframes. So before I go any further, I want you to see exactly what has happened here and what it's doing. So we're going to reset this back to the beginning. And we're just going to play this for the 5 seconds. And what that has done is it's given you a linear zoom. In other words, the same speed, because I started at 0, went to 5 seconds, and I just said, that's do it smooth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it. I'm going to have it so that it eases in and eases out, because I have that available. I'm here at the beginning, so I'm going to ease out, which means it's going to start out a little slower, and then it's going to speed up. And I'm going to then move my timer to the end. And for that one, I'm going to check the ease in. And we're just going to say okay, because I want to show you this as it is played. And let me jump this out into a full screen here for you. So now when I play this is how it starts. Okay. Now, I don't know if you all caught that or not, but there's something in this I need to correct. We're going to play it again. I want you to pay attention over here to the right side. I actually lose some picture in starting out on this. Did you catch that? We can go back and we can do this manually. At this point, I have taken the picture off of the top and I've taken it off the right-hand side. That's not what I want to do. I don't want it to go into that area. And this is what you have to work with if you're starting out with the full-size image and you've not increased it. If you move it off center, this is going to happen, and of course it would show up in doing that. So let's and I can't see the chat. Okay. So I'm going to go back into the editing bit here. We're going to change this. And this is a part that's really, really slick on this. We started out here where the entire screen is full. Because this is moving in a linear effect, and I'm not going to the center of the picture, it's dropping the picture down immediately. Down to the left. It isn't until this point that it's got that filled back up again. So let's go back into about right here. And I'm going to move the picture back up. If you notice, it put the position, it put a new keyframe in here. All right, now let's see what it looks like. Not quite, but much closer. Now, what this is actually going to do is kind of make the picture jump around a little bit. It's not going to be as smooth. You can get around that by starting with the picture extending out some and not going as deep as what I did here. But let's see what this one looks like. Okay. And then we'll bring this back out to full size again. Okay. So in a nutshell, that is one version of a Ken Burns effect. You're zooming in. It doesn't have to be as drastic as that. I guess what I'm saying, that's we went to a zoom in of about 5 times, which is pretty substantial. And obviously, the better the picture is, if the picture was taken in 4K, it will look better as you zoom in. Higher quality, more pixels to choose from, and as you zoom in, everything remains clear. If it's a smaller picture and you've enlarged it, it will not be as good. So a little bit plays into what you are utilizing to start with. So let's go back to this screen. Let's go grab another picture. All right, we're gonna grab this girl holding a leaf up. And let me go bring that into And I'm just going to bring her down, put her right behind this. Now, the picture in the format it's in, as you can see, it looks like it was maybe taken with a cell phone in a portrait mode. You have the black sidebars, all that. Now, what I could do, a couple things I can do with this. I can edit it. I can crop it. Like if you see up here in the left-hand corner, I can barely get her face in by cropping it down to a full screen. So that's not really the effect that I want to get. So I'm going to take this and we're going to utilize this same effect. So we'll open it up in the editor. And I want you to kind of pay attention over here in the scale side, because the height is at full scale. It's at a 1:1, showing that for the 16:9 ratio, it's full in height. But in width, it's only about a third. It's a 0.375. If I maintain the aspect ratio, which is what I'm going to do in this one, and I run the width out to, I'm just going to type it in because it's faster. All right, this is what I get. And I'm going to use this as the starting point. Now, if you remember on the previous picture, we went from taking the entire big picture to zooming in on a specific item in the background. This one I'm going to do just the opposite. I'm going to take looking close and zooming away. So we're going to set this and set the scale. And we are going to go out to the 5 seconds. And this is where we started. And it put the keyframes right down in here where they belong. So in this case, when you play this over the 5 seconds, it's just zooming out. So we'll say okay. So I can take this and let me make it full screen again so it's easier for you folks at home to see it. Okay, and because I put it behind that, when it stopped, it jumped back to the beginning, which is this. So we're going to play the whole 10 seconds here. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's 2 versions of the Ken Burns effect. Now here's where it really starts to become fun and creative. I'm going to take the girl and I'm going to put her on top of the bridge. And let's just kind of put this about in the middle, because I want to be able to see through this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to blend these 2 images together. So to do that, I'm going to go in and set the attributes, set the blending mode, and we're going to use multiply as the blending mode. And we'll bring this back up to full screen so you can see it. All right, so looking at this from at home, you can, oops, there we go. You can see, you can clearly see both pictures here. I am using Power Director. So now when I play this, there's going to be a lot of movement, a lot of transparencies. And of course, it's jumping back, which, how can I stop that very quickly here? Let me just grab a color board here on the end. Well, I know when it comes to that color, it'll pop. Okay, so here's where we're starting. We're going to play this again. And I can then further make either the background or the girl just kind of go away. And to do that, again, there's a couple different ways to do it. You get the color here out of the way. But I'm going to stretch the, I'm going to want the bridge to go away. So I'm going to stretch the girl out here in length. All right, now that was very harsh in jumping out of that background there. Here, and so let's go in and get a grab a transition, and we'll just grab the fade transition. We'll put that on the end of the background. So before we go any further here, I want to look at it here, and then I'll make it full screen so you can see it. Make sure it's doing what I want it to do. Yeah, that'll work. I'm gonna change the timing a little bit. Okay, so the way this will look now is the background will kind of fade away and then jump out into make her as long as Okay, so what you've seen here is just kind of a rough, thrown together, very quickly done visualization of a Ken Burns effect on two different pictures that are blended together to produce a transparency that allows one to see through. Now, I can obviously change that transparency if I don't want the green background to show through like this, or I can change that green to some other color. I mean, it could have been white. Matter of fact, let's just do that. Some of the color boards here and replace the well, obviously the buildings are they kind of fade away now. What I'm doing here is, I mean, we're only looking at 10 seconds, which is not a lot of time for I mean, a 10-second video is pretty quick. But let's see what this looks like now with a white background. Now, if I didn't have the white color behind it, it would be all dark. But I think that the white really kind of makes it pop, makes it jump out. And if you're creating this for, let's say, an intro for your channel, you could add some text. Matter of fact, let's let me do something else here before we put the text in. Now that I'm got to thinking about this a little bit. All right. Because we can go multiple directions here. At this point, all right, so this clip is 9.27 seconds in length. All right, so we're going to start out with it here. Let me remove all the keyframes. Gonna do something a little bit different here. All right, so we are going to start out. Well, that's fine. We can start out with the clear pure. We're going to go, let's see, it was 9 seconds. We're going to go 5 seconds in. At 5 seconds in, I want this to be back to this point. Frame. Give this one. All right, so, and when it gets to the end here, I want the video, the picture rather, to be the far right hand side. Say, okay. Let's see what this now looks like. Title is at 5 seconds. And we'll just go in and, who was it giving me the hassle? Was it red? All right. So we're just going to make this red's channel. And let me make it in some color that I can see. And let's make it some sort of better font. Find here. This channel. Known content. Center that. To take that and increase the size. Increase the size of this one a little bit. And I'm going to want to make this lettering. I don't want it just to pop in, so we're going to put a starting effect into it here. That'll work. And I will also put an ending effect onto it. Okay. So now what we have we're going to make her fade out. Okay. So now we have the girl's face very close up. You can see the city background. And we'll play this. We zoom into the building, which then fades away. And of course, you could have more coming up here. But the point behind this is you can make your own introduction for your videos that you could use consistently on all your videos, time after time, and out of just still pictures. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that. Of course, the other thing you can do is I can come in here if I want a border around it, and I'm going to use some crazy colors here so you can see it readily. All right, so now I have the red outlined in blue. And if I want a shadow, that's fine. We'll put a shadow on here. We'll make the shadow in black. And again, just so you can easily see it, we're going to extend the distance out quite a bit. And I'm applying the shadow to the text and the border. I can do it to text only. I can do it to just the border only. Yes, you can. Has to be. And all right, we'll talk about the thumbnails side of it here in just a moment. But not only can I do this offset like what you were talking about, what you were saying is absolutely fine to do two different colors. And that's, I guess the point I'm trying to make here is that this piece of software goes well beyond that. To fill the shadow, that's where it fills it all in. So even if I stretch it way out, let's stretch it out a little bit, and I'm going to blur it. So now it doesn't have this sharp figure. It's just kind of a blurred background. I want to change the direction of the shadow. Take the blur back out so it's easier to see. Now it looks like it's coming in from the upper left-hand side. And I can go further. We can invented what? It's the Ken Burns effect is what we started with. Of course, now we're just showing a few different things that you can do with the program. This is Power Director. Power Director has really come on strong in the past couple years, and they are rated by PC Magazine one of the best editing programs you can get. Now, I'm going to flat out say, do they compare with Premiere Pro? Not in all aspects. Do they compare with DaVinci Resolve? Not in all aspects. But where they just trounce those other two is DaVinci Resolve requires a tremendous amount of resources to operate properly. It is a resource hog. And they're great at color correction. This program is so-so at color correction. But it has a lot of these other features you can come in. It's great on titles and text and okay. So you can put let me get rid of some of this so it's easier to see. And we'll put a backdrop in here. Let's continue. Okay, so this puts in a black drop of any color under the sun. Any color I'd want in here will do. I can use it as a curved edge rectangle, as a square rectangle, as an ellipse, rounded rectangle. I think you can see it's kind of going off the screen here. So it's all a matter of how you want to do it. That's what fit with title. I can do a solid bar, goes all the way across. I can change the opacity. I can have it very, very light, very dark. I can offset, so it's not over the entire entire lettering. It's only over part of it. It's just incredible. So that's the backdrop. I can do reflection. And what you're not seeing here, this is actually reflecting on down. The best way to get rid of some of the lettering. So now so in the reflection, I can change the distance. I can change the opacity within that. I can make it 100%, or I can lighten it way up. I can turn it into 3D lettering. I'm not going to be able to broadcast 3D image. Take my word for that. Object settings. This is where the entire object is sitting. I can rotate it. If I do not want to keep the aspect the same, I can do this and stretch it out or squeeze it. Yes. Done in a different area here, but yes. All right, so this is just some of the things you can do with it. So now we'll jump this out into full screen again. Back to the beginning. Okay, so hopefully there you get a little bit of an idea of some of the different things you can do with a video editing program. This Power Director is they don't have a cornered market on this at all. Some of these things can be done with Filmora. Filmora can do some of these things, cannot do them all. It can do some of these things. Various programs will be able to do this. There's a lot of video editing programs that can utilize that Ken Burns effect, which is where you're taking an image and you are moving across the image. And it's done with zooming and panning, and there's all kinds of different ways and effects to do that. We went a step further here. We actually did some overlays. We changed the attributes and blending modes. Well, that's what I guess I can show you here. The blending mode that we currently have on here, I think, is we had multiply. So let's change that. The attributes, blending mode. Yeah, I had it set at multiply. Let's set it at difference. It will make this full screen so you can see what it looks like. And that kind of gives it, I don't know, almost a kind of a Chinesey type look, maybe. Crazy colors. Right, this is the darken blending mode. Well, let me pull this down for a second. Go back to here and see if I can see some of your chat here. Okay. Oh, look at this. They're talking about bacon, and I'm sitting here trying to explain editing techniques. So anyway, did you have any questions as to anything that I did? Picture sources. Check in your whatever editing program you're using and see if there's a way to utilize a pan or zoom effect on an image, on a JPEG or PNG file. I think that's for an entire suite, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's for, well, let's just go look. All right, let's go look. I think PowerPoint is a fabulous program for the business. Yeah, for businesses to utilize in the little rooms where they have their meetings. I'm not going to say it's a piece of crap program because there are a couple things you can do with it, but it's an old Microsoft Word cast-off program. No, they no longer have that. Simply because it couldn't. Yeah, but it couldn't keep up with the security. Okay. Yes, you can do that. Okay, you can get Power Director 365 for $70. And they frequently have it on sale. They have a lot of other programs. And let me just talk about these. The Director Suite would probably be the one to really strongly look at, because this also gives you an audio editor as well as a standalone photo editor. And they seamlessly interact. I guess I have a couple quick minutes here, so let me do this. Let me change my screen here. All right. Let me show you here a very quick thing. I'm just going to go grab some sort of music. I don't know what. Grab some. All right. I'm going to take this piece of music. I'm going to throw it in here. And, oh, geez, the music is a lot longer than what I want it to be. So I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut the music off at all right, I cut the music off here at 7.18 seconds. I mean, I just got rid of the back end of it, just threw it away. And I'm going to take what I want is I want a new, very quick music file. So let me get rid of, I'm not getting rid of, I'm just turning off these lines. I'm going to very quickly make this a sound clip. Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. We'll produce that. Okay. So tech pick. Usually work. All right, this will go very quickly because it's only 7 seconds. All right. I'm going to go back to the edit page. So what I really have here, I'll take this sound clip, clear out, leave gap. This is what I just made. It has no picture. It has nothing at all except the sound. But because I did it the way I did, it thinks that there's video there as well. So we're going to bring this down, add a line here. And I'm going to separate the audio from the non-existent video that's there. Delete the video. And I'm going to take this sound clip, which is all this is now at this point, this sound clip, at the end of 7 seconds, it will quit and the video will carry on. I guess just to show this, re-enable these. So here's what it looks like. And the music died because it's not long enough. Now just pretend with me, if you would, that, you know, this is a 10-minute video or whatever. In other words, typically, if you wanted background sound through a 5-minute video, it's a little tough, obviously, to find 5-minute sound clips. Well, if you were to buy the suite, the Power Director suite, and folks, I don't get a dime out of any of this. If any of you decide to go do this, I don't get anything. I mean, this is not an affiliate. We are not affiliates of Cyberlink. But I can come in here and I'm going to say edit the audio, but edit it in Audio Director. Audio Director will import this file. And I'm going to go to the mixing portion here. I'm going to drop it down on this timeline. As you can see, it's just over 7 seconds. 7 and some change seconds. But I want this sound effect, I want to stretch this out to 12 seconds or 15 seconds. I mean, if this were a 2-minute clip and you wanted to stretch it out to 3.5 or 5 minutes or whatever, I could do that. I'm going to go into adjust the audio, adjust the length with an auto remix. Maybe it won't do it with something this small. Interesting. Well, this is odd. I've never run across this before. Try it one more time here. Go back to here. I wonder if it's because of the. Might be. Okay, the sound actually stops at a change 7 seconds of some change, but the actual clip is longer. And I think that's what my problem was. So let me just jump in here. And we're going to adjust the audio. I'll be remixed. All right. I guess in miniaturizing this, I've come up with a very, very bad example. So let me do this. Go back. Not saving anything. Take that whole thing out. We're going to go back to the original file. Easiest way to show you. Correct. I'm a PC person. All right, so this clip,
Are you still?
as you can see, is 2 minutes and 25 seconds in length. So I'm going to adjust this audio because this is true audio only. I'm going to make this, I'm going to stretch it out by a minute. I'll make it a 3 minute, 25 second. And what this has done is it has automatically come in. It's going to be very tough for you to see this, but it has remixed this and created duplicate sources. There's little squiggly lines you can see up here, if probably not on your screen. But there is one right here. I'm going to move the time marker up, play through that so you can hear it. Okay, and it played right through it. You cannot tell where it was at. It does a fantastic job, and there's all kinds of advanced settings you can do, but this is just pure default is what I did. Let's go back. We're at the 2 minute, 25 second. And I've never done this before, so we're gonna give this a try together here. We have a 2 minute, 25 second clip. And I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to make it 25 seconds. Now I'm going to go back to the other program. I'm going to say yes, save. And this is now a 25 second clip. So maybe I should have made it shorter yet. But I'll just take my white background and stretch it out here to the 25 seconds. And Okay. So that's one of the, if you buy the suite where you get these other programs, they seamlessly interact with one another. It's almost so easy it almost does it itself. It's a tremendous amount of fun, and I know that $100 is a lot of money. I understand that, but how many of y'all have phones that you bought for $300, $500, or more? And granted, you can use those to take videos with, but I've run across this same thing before with in chatting with folks, and I understand software is expensive. However, if you want to be able to, if you're going to play the game, you'll have to invest in yourself. If you want a decent camera, you're not going to go get one for $39.95. Doesn't happen. You're going to spend considerable amount more money. Is Jason still in the chat? Jason, without being exact, I know you have a DSL camera. Would you just share a rough cost of what did that cost you? What just the microphone? I bet the microphone alone was probably $125 to $150. And if you stop and think about it, if you're putting out a lot of content, and let's just say you're going to make 2 videos a week, you do that for a year. That's 100 videos a year, easy. So if you invest $100 into a program to edit those videos, that's only $1 a piece to edit it, and that software will certainly last you a lot longer than a year. So now you go onto your second year. Now your cost has dropped down to only 50 cents each. Then it drops down to a quarter. So it becomes real cheap to have a quality tool to edit your program, to edit your content. If you're going to be a content creator, and I'm not taking anything away from those folks who have a phone, because obviously a phone is a very important thing to have, and yeah, you can justify it costing $300 to $400 to $500 because that's simply the price that they gouge you for on these phones. Well, Canon M6 is probably that's probably pretty close to $650 to $700 here. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you this Ken Burns effect. I wanted to show you how you could take different pictures and how you could mingle them together, how you can utilize zooming and panning techniques on the picture to create movement from still images. And you don't even have to go take the pictures. You can go out to Pixabay, Pexels, Unsplash. There's a lot of sites where the pictures are totally 100% free, high quality pictures. And you can utilize them. That's where I do most of my thumbnails. And I know that thumbnails was an asked about question. So let me just go very quickly here. If I wanted this right here where everything is overlapped with one another, just the way it is, if I want that to be my thumbnail, all I have to do is come up here, and here's a little camera looking icon. This takes a snapshot of the video. I'm going to click on that. Ask me where to save it. I'll just save it right because I know where it's going. And I'm going to it also puts a copy of it into this area of the program. Snapshot number 235 is what it was. I'm going to delete it out of here so that I can edit it and save it. Okay, snapshot number 235. I'm going to open this up with paint.net. Now the problem is that it saves it in too big of a picture to make it a thumbnail. But all I have to do is come in here and go to image, go to resize. I need it to be 1280 by 720. It now is. And when I save it right here, this is now the exact correct size to be a thumbnail. And of course, I can go on and I can edit this. I can put verbiage in it. I can put text in it. I can do color corners around the outside. I can put I can put a border around it. Let's let me change the color to, say, a bright green. And we're going to change the size of the border to 15 pixels. Okay. So now I would have to resave the picture again because I've modified it, but I now have a bright green border around it. All perfectly sized. It's the right size thumbnail to upload. And just by putting this border around, if you've watched us on our Thursday night shows where we look at people's thumbnails, this is a very quick identifying mark that if you did this with every thumbnail you had, it would make your thumbnails stand out on a page of generic thumbnails from everybody else. I don't think about it. So anyway, let's. If I don't want the pattern to be a solid, go dotted. I can have a dotted pattern around the thumbnail. I can make them look like little diamonds. If I don't want it around the outside, I can have an ellipse around the thumbnail. Just an arch around one corner. How do you do a border in Power Director? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, so I need to kind of get with you and clarify that question. What I'm doing right here, this is in paint.net. It could be done in GIMP. This is a photo editing program. I've taken this photo and I'm putting a border around it. If you wanted to okay, let's do this. Let me add another line here. Add one video track. Love track 1. Okay. And we're going to go up and we're going to grab a color board. Going to grab that green. We're here. All right. So I now have a bright green background here that you can't see because it's hidden in size by everything else. But what I can do is this. There's a couple different ways to do it. So, and multiple pictures underneath. We're going to do a quick and rough. On the scale, I'm going to just .95. .800. We're going to say okay here. And I know this is going to be a bigger border than what you're wanting to do, and I understand that. But this is just for illustrative purposes. Oh, she's so much bigger. It's gonna. I can't because that picture extends out. If we didn't have this effect in here, let me just turn this off. At this point, you would have a border around this, Paul, if that answers you. So there are ways to do this within Power Director. It's a little more tedious. It's a little bit tougher, but there are ways to do it. Okay. Okay, and I know Paul's using a PC, so Paul, I would. You need to go get this. It's totally free program. This is the website you would want to go to. It's called getpaint.net. And if you just do a search for paint.net download, it'll take you to this. You can just download it. This is an open source program. It's totally free. And if you want, you can buy it through the Microsoft Store for $5 or $10 or something, which goes back to this open source program. And the only advantage to doing that is, well, because you paid for it through the Microsoft Store, they will automatically update it. Whereas if you do it totally free, where you just go get it yourself and install it, you'll be notified if there's an update, but you'll have to run it yourself. It's not going to be automatic. Microsoft likes to do this, push it onto you and make it automatic, which I don't care for. But you just download it and install it. It's very quick, easy to do. It's not hard to work with on your machine. And the amount you can do with, I mean, this program has the capability of just about everything you can do with Photoshop. If you have a Linux or a Mac computer, you can download GIMP, G-I-M-P. You can also do it with Windows. And GIMP is every bit as good. Because it runs on various other platforms, maybe it's better, I don't know. I'm more familiar with Paint.net. I also have GIMP installed on my computer. I'm a believer in having different brushes and tools in the toolbox to edit the videos and pictures and things that we do here for our channel. I don't want to be stuck with just one tool. I want various tools. So, all right, let me put paint.net. Here's the URL. If you guys, I don't know if you guys can read that up here or not. I was going to say I can put it in here. I just get here to it. Maybe. Got it. All right. So Sherry's putting the link in. So paint.net, and then there's all kinds of additions you can get for it, but it's a fantastic program. I have shown it before in our Tech Tuesdays, and we will continue to do that in the future for editing photographs, for resizing things. Frequently use it when I help people make banners and logos. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So hopefully that kind of answers you. There's the very, very fancy photo that we wound up with, where we have the mixture of the two pictures blended together. I think it's kind of a neat picture. All right. It is it's past time, folks. All right. Any questions for anybody? Very, very special thank you to all of our moderators out there. And a super special thank you to all of our Mudges peoples. Thank you so much. If you want to wear the green. Yeah. Yes, I did. I didn't catch the name. Okay, well, I don't have your name yet on the names that are going to run through here, but they will be on Thursday show. We'll have that added, but we'll close it out tonight. The names that you see scrolling across the screen at the end of the show here, those are all channel members, and we want to thank each and every one of you so much. Special thank you to our moderators. I hope maybe you learned something today. Hope you went it just scratched an itch to go make a better video, do something different. Cell phone editing? I can't do that. My hands are too big. My eyes don't focus on a little cell phone. I have 24 and 27-inch monitors sitting in front of me to edit my videos. I can't do it on a phone. I know a lot of people do utilize things on a phone. I can tell you that Power Director does have a cell phone editor. I can tell you Filmora has a cell phone editor. Matter of fact, Filmora's is free. I don't know what the status is on Power Directors. I can also tell you that if you want help with editing with a cell phone, the person I think you need to go watch videos from is D. Nimmin, Nimnom, I think. Nick Nimmin talks more about the channel. He's a TubeBuddy guy. His brother, D. Nimmin, specializes in cell phone usage of editing videos and doing things like that. Yeah, Nick Nimmin is not the right one, though. It would, well, and you can leave him there, but D. Nimmin one. I think it is. They look a lot alike. Yes. Yeah, so if you do go watch some of his stuff, be sure to share in a message or something. Hey, Q Family Homestead sent me over here. Not that he really knows who I am, but I have chatted with both Dee and Nick in some live streams before. So, Filmora Go is free for a cell phone, and I know that there's some people out here that use it. Bill on the Rock Homestead. Not sure who else right offhand. Maybe J Love. So anyway, thanks so much, everyone. Take care. Have a wonderful week. We will see you Thursday night. We'll have some fun Thursday night. So take care. Bye-bye.